along with our topic, healing.
Hello, yes. Hello, everybody. It is Friday, and that means it's time for you to learn everything you need to know to write, publish, and promote a great book. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, co-founder of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, and every Friday I go live with our superstar author, Joanie Lindenmeyer, and we are here with a hot topic. Thank you for your patience as we dealt with a technical glitch today that can happen to anybody at any time. So thank you for your grace. And so today, how are you doing, Joni?
I am doing fantastic. I'm in Salem, Oregon, and today will be the beginning of the Western Oregon Episcopal Diocese Convention. I'm a delegate and I'll have my books table, and I can't wait to hang out with the best people in the world.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing.
And how about you? How are you?
I'm doing amazing. We just published multiple books. Um, I should have brought them here. In fact, hold on.
Okay. While Elizabeth is getting the books, what are you all up to reading these days? I was with my sister in San Diego and she was reading a plethora of books. I love it. And so now Elizabeth's going to share the
Yeah,
new
so it's
ones.
really exciting. We just published this book yesterday, Beyond That Room by Susie Ruth Powell, which is a historical novel about the massacre in Wilmington in North Carolina in the 1800s. She writes beautifully by weaving the history around a family story that's rooted in her own family story. It's fictionalized nonfiction, if you want to call it that, but it's really powerful. Susie is an attorney and she's an award-winning documentarian. She did a movie about the Loving decision, which the U.S. Supreme Court struck down the laws in 16 states in 1967 that were still making it illegal for interracial marriage. So she's a powerhouse lady.
Wow.
Yeah, so Beyond That Room. And
I
then when I
love
was
the
in,
cover. I love the cover of that. That
yeah,
cover is, I mean, that just right there is powerful.
yeah. And then she had a portrait painted of herself, which is her author photo on here.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So
Hi,
then
Susie.
I was, in California a few weeks ago for a book party, and that was for this 10 Second Chances by Dr. Rob Truehurst and his family about how he has had 10 near-death experiences, one of which he went to hell, described it, came back, wrote a book about it. So his party was amazing in Lake Arrowhead, California. And then some of the physicians who performed his heart transplant at UCLA Medical Center were also there. So it was just an extravaganza. And then last week we published our first Spanish translation, which is Notas de Alegría by we call her Neo, Cairo, and she's a motivational speaker with powerful stories also of near-death experiences that she just talks about healing, power of music. And so that's an excellent transition because today, Joni, we are talking about the healing power of writing and the power of writing to affirm who you are and who you want to be and help you become that. So, what are your thoughts on that topic, Joni?
I'm still wrapping my head around the three books you just showed me. Oh
Oh,
my gosh. I mean, he went to hell and came back and can talk and write about it. That right there is like, whoa, it just blows my mind. And then with Neo's book in Spanish, my very dear friend Kimmy just got her doctorate last night in ESL, English as a second language, and
wow.
she is making history in terms of the educational world. It has to do with immigration, it has to do with accepting people that don't speak the language that you speak. And so I'm like
Oh,
overwhelmed with all these three books. So,
uh-huh.
what's our topic today? Oh, cool.
Well, it's connected. It's all about healing and
Oh,
writing.
that's
And
right.
all three of these authors do exactly that. So, Susie, in recounting the horrible, bloody, violent history that's not been highlighted much about the Wilmington Massacre, she is reliving that and it's healing to serve as a voice to remind people that this happened. And so, the more people go look back at history, we hope it can't be repeated especially in this climate. And then Neo's book is all about healing through music, and she actually interviewed 4 or 5 women to share their stories. And Gloria Gaynor, the singer of I Will Survive, she wrote the foreword of this book. So that's powerful. And then, of course, Dr. Rob's book, his whole story is about healing. And he said writing the book helped him reflect, and it's a powerful exercise in self-reflection. You have revelations while you're writing, and they all help heal, release whatever has been ailing you physically, emotionally, spiritually, because he had to reconcile. I devoted my life to being a physician to save lives, and yet why would I go to hell? So he had to reconcile that for himself, which only deepened his faith with his wife Claudia and his family. So it's all about healing, and it's only in the act of writing about the pain, the grief, the loss, the health crisis that you can have this really close-up look and come away with it with a new viewpoint and put it in the rearview mirror. Hmm.
Oh, it's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Hmm.
And writing, you hit the nail on the head. Writing is a tool for healing.
It is,
Writing is a tool
absolutely.
for healing.
Yeah. And you and I both share that message in many, many ways. So let me just list a couple. Tomorrow, I'm doing a writing workshop at the local LGBTQ plus community center. I'm doing a writing workshop. And then you and I are
Woohoo!
doing a writing workshop with Joyously Free and tomorrow's Joyously Free as well. You and I are doing a workshop on meditation and journaling at the Southern Oregon University. And
Yes,
that's going to be when I'm out there shortly. And
yes.
then at the Goddess Power Retreat, which you will be attending next weekend as we speak in 1 week from now, we are going to use a lot of writing to journal and to script ourselves and our futures and what we really want to create for ourselves. Even if we're already doing amazing things, we can always take it to the next level. And some women who are attending are at a crossroads and they want to figure out, well, what should I do next? Writing is going to be a tool to figure all of that out. So I use writing every single day, Joni, to manifest, whether it's a better mood, resolve a health, whatever it is, manifest problem solving, finding solutions that manifest miraculously. It works every single day and it's incredible. So tell me about how you use writing as an author, best-selling author, and as a radio host, and as a person who's always interacting with people using writing as a teaching tool.
You bet. You bet. Okay, I'm going to jump in here. You want to guess what my prop is going to be today for writing as a tool of healing?
Let me just guess. It is probably a really pretty journal, or I don't know, Johnny.
Okay, that was a good guess. That was because I thought about doing that, but I've already used my journal before. So
Right.
I'm going out of a box today.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-oh, a purple hairbrush. What
A
in the
purple
world?
hairbrush because I was thinking, what tool do I use every day? Writing is an everyday thing for me in my
Hmm.
journal.
Hmm.
It's an everyday thing. It's soothing.
Mm.
Okay. It's soothing. It's um it's something that makes me feel good. Writing makes me feel good. Okay. The end result looking beautiful.
Hmm.
So when you finish writing, you can read your sentence or your chapter or your poem or your lyric, whatever you're writing, and it's just beautiful. It just exudes that. And it's a way, and I don't want to say show off, but it's a way to demonstrate who you are. It's back to authenticity. And so
Hmm.
this hairbrush to me is a tool, just like writing is a tool. I
Hmm.
don't know if that makes sense to you. It makes sense to me.
I
So
love
think
it.
about that the next time you brush your hair, everybody, that
Hmm.
writing is a tool, just like a hairbrush.
I
And
love
maybe
it.
there's more symbolism for you.
There's a lot. So, brushing your hair is self-care. Journaling for me is self-care daily, all day. In fact, today I thought I had deleted a few days worth of journal entries on my computer, and thankfully I had not, but I was super annoyed thinking, oh my gosh, when I chronicle my day, I write about my feelings, I manifest. If that disappeared, I would just be annoyed. Even if I never read it again, I like to know it's there for me to refer back to.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so, also brushing is stroking your hair with your brush strokes. But writing is stroking your ego. Writing is stroking, massaging your feelings because you're sharing them, you're exposing them, you're healing them, releasing them. So it's very, very symbolic, Joni. That's a brilliant, brilliant prop today.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think we will all relate to that. And as you go through the day, you can just think about that. And I love your examples right there. Your
Yeah,
examples
yeah.
right there. And of course, I guess the biggest thing for me is I think of the stories that I wrote in None Better, and the writing part, the healing part was telling the world how I discerned, how I became a sister, how I left the convent, hearing Jesus and being able to boldly say that Jesus said, Joni, become more worldly. I need you to become more worldly. And so that was all a healing process within myself, and I was able to put it on paper. And then to describe Carol's discernment. So when you're in a deep concentration and you're making a decision in your life to write things out, to let your heart explode, to reflect, to ask yourself questions. And in both None Better, Joyously Free, and Healing Religious Hurts, Elizabeth, I am so happy that we pose questions for the readers, because we pose those questions for us to begin with. And then we put it out to the reader. And I just think that's inspiring and that's empowering.
Yes. So, Joni, that's a really excellent segue into Joyously Free and the workshops. But writing, whether you put it in a book or not, writing is a very intimate tool for affirmation of who you are. In fact, the place I'm going to be tomorrow is called Affirmations, the LGBTQ
I
plus
love it.
resource center. Yes. So writing is, we talk about in this book, you have to come out to yourself first if you are LGBTQ plus. And if you write it in a journal, sort through your feelings, analyze, unpack, and write it, it's private. Nobody has to see it. Nobody's going to judge, criticize, condemn. And then once you figure out who you are, then you can go share it with the world in a book or verbally or on a blog post or in your social media. That's all writing as well. So writing is a very intimate experience with yourself where you can reveal your most raw, deep, scary truths, and there's no judgment. There's no risk because we have to figure out who we are. And writing helps us do that. And that is the number one thing. Writing can literally save your life. It has for me. When I vent, if I've in the times when I've had really down times in my life, writing is a reflection of my power. It's my prayer. I write prayerfully every day. Thank you, God, that XYZ happened. You can write your own way, everybody. That's just what works for me. And listen, Joni, I was in the sauna the other night at the gym, and I was talking to women about how I use this tool of writing, and I thank God for what hasn't happened yet, but it is the solution to the problem. So, all right,
Mm,
thank you,
mm.
God, that XYZ happened. It hasn't happened yet, but I believe so strongly that God will make it happen and that might be better than I ever imagined. And when I write it down, Joni, it takes the idea from my head and makes a physical version of it in the journal. Writing is manifesting the first step. So it's so powerful, everybody. There is a power in writing that is supernatural. It activates something in you, the universe, spirit, God, and angels, whatever your beliefs are. It might be just you. You don't have to ascribe to the way Joni and I do about the power of spirit and God, but it works for us. What are your thoughts,
Yes.
Joni?
Thank you for asking that way. I'm in agreement with what you're saying, and I guess I take it to the next level, that writing is let's see if I can put this into words. Writing is the connection between people and relationships. So I might be texting somebody and they're texting me at the same time, and that connection just spiritually, divinely happens. It's like when you think of somebody and you know they're thinking of you,
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
kind of thing. And writing does that. So whether you're writing a text or you're writing something, that is connecting you to that person or persons or that institution in a different kind of way. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that. Love that.
Yeah.
And you
Ah,
you
just
journal
think,
also. And journaling, when you journal those private thoughts and feelings, then that can go into the book, which you have done.
yes.
You use excerpts, the ones that you think are appropriate to share publicly.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. And that's a choice.
Hmm.
And that's a choice because as a writer, you get to choose what goes in your book. If that's what you're after, you want to publish a book, you get to choose every single word, every single line, every single thing that is in that book. You get to
Hmm.
choose that. And
Hmm.
how a reader responds to that is their thing. But you've put it out there, and
Hmm.
then it will affect them, however that's supposed to be.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So here's another amazing thing that happens when you're writing a book on this level. I'm ghostwriting books for three different people who are highly accomplished, most of whom have against the odds success stories. Like the statistics, the odds were stacked so against them to excel to the degree that they did. And they have all revealed to me that they are the act of writing the book and all the questions that I asked them and the process has enabled them to reflect on their lives in ways that they find profound, not in a braggadocious way, not in an arrogant way, the opposite, humbling. Like, wow, I did this. What does my life mean? Now that I'm looking back on the whole thing, telling the story, reliving the moments, what does it mean? Why is it important? Why does it matter? And how can this help people, most importantly? So it's affirming to them that their life has had meaning, and it's affirming to them that they are contributing, leaving something for people to learn from their story. In fact, recently, one of our authors, Steve Bullock, first Black president of the American Red Cross, born in poverty to a sharecropper's son in North Carolina, rose to become a global humanitarian. He recently passed, and we've
Oh,
seen a surge of book sales for his. Whenever someone dies, people buy their book. Um, and
that's good to know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because it's always mentioned at their funeral, and then people are talking, and then there's maybe an obituary or stories published about them if they've been a prominent person. So people order the book. And the bottom line is that Steve wrote his book and he left a legacy for all of us to learn from. Yep.
That's
Hmm.
cool. That's really, really cool.
Hmm.
Right on. Right on. I don't know why this is triggering in my mind. I was thinking back, you mentioned retreat, and 1 week from now we'll be on retreat. I was thinking back to my first retreat as a teenager. And at that retreat, there were letters written by my loved ones, my family, my parents, my siblings, my friends. And I was presented those to me at the end of the retreat of how much they loved me and cared for me and thought of me. And that was their affirmation to me
Hmm.
in a writing personal letter. I was just thinking
Oh,
about how powerful that was at the retreat. And almost every retreat I've been to, that has been a part of it, that you're writing a letter to someone and you're receiving letters from somebody else. And so I was just thinking about that, Elizabeth.
oh,
The
that's
affirmation,
beautiful.
the affirmation and the healing related to that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
So affirmation and manifestation, because you actually wrote in your journal that you wanted to attend a retreat this year in 2025.
I did.
And
You
then,
remember that? Yes.
of course,
Yes.
and you sent me a video about it from the beach. It was really cool. You were walking
Yes.
on the beach and you said, Elizabeth, I just remembered. I journaled that I want to go on a retreat in 2025, and a week from now, that's where we'll be.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah,
Yep,
at the
yep.
Goddess Power Retreat.
Manifestation.
Hmm.
That's
And
so
so,
cool.
for all of you listeners, viewers, we will not be on the podcast next Friday because we will be at the retreat. So Joni and I will not be available to do the retreat. But guess what? You have 2.5 years. We will not be available to do the podcast because we'll be
Right.
at the retreat. But you have 2.5 years of episodes to watch here on YouTube. So you're
The
not going to
rerun.
miss. Yeah. So, and then we will, of course, the following week have some really wonderful, and that's going to be Halloween. So we
Oh,
will have something on Halloween for you that's really powerful for you, probably based on revelations at the retreat.
you bet. You bet. For
Yeah.
sure, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure, for sure. And I guess I just want to recommend to everybody is just realize that writing is a tool, and the real part is you. Writing is the tool, but the real stuff comes from you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's authentic. So that's a great point. We did do an episode about AI and using AI to write a book, and people are doing that, and it takes no time at all. And that's not, if it gets the job done for what someone wants, great, but true writing comes from the heart and soul. And so you can't use AI to write in your most authentic voice. And it takes time and energy. And you won't have the healing experience if you just punch in a prompt and a computer writes your book. The healing power of writing a book happens when your mind engages with your heart, engages with your soul, and takes all that information, the memories, the pain, the grief, the hurt, the trauma, the joy, the love, the celebration, weaves it all together and comes out through your fingertips on the keyboard into the words that are straight from you.
Oh, well said, Elizabeth. Woo, baby.
So fun. I love that. I love
Oh,
that. That's so cool.
yep. And,
Yeah.
and you know, Elizabeth, I never thought I would be a published author. And now that I am, I see the ramifications of it in a bigger sense. And
Hmm.
it just blows me away. It just blows me away that where I was and who I am now, where I'm going, and how that can influence our world. It's not an ego trip Joni thingy. It's bigger for the world. And the more we share our voice in writing, I think that's even more powerful.
Hmm. Hmm. I love
Yep.
it. I love it.
Yep.
Yes.
So thank you to you, Elizabeth, your whole team. I mean, to Catherine and you and the whole team. I hope other
Yes.
people jump on board. Then you can come to our next retreat, and I don't know where it might go, but I can see
Oh,
a
yeah.
cruise ship with all your authors and books on this cruise ship. It's like, whoa,
Ooh. I
oh,
love that idea. Oh my gosh.
yeah. Can you imagine that? All
Oh.
of your authors, all of the books, all of the people that are watching this right now that might produce a book or have a writer's retreat on a cruise ship. Oh my dollies. Oh boy. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Joni, I would love that. There are cruises that are dedicated to authors and writers.
See?
Yeah.
Yep. I
Uh-oh.
think the name of the cruise ship would be Biss.
It would be Biss.
Biss or Bliss.
Both. Biss is my nickname, and my goddess books are called the Biss Tribe. So, oh my gosh, I love that. Love
Yep,
it, love
yep,
it,
yep,
love it.
yep.
Okay, Joni, so let's conclude by you share what you'd like to tell the aspiring authors out there about the healing and affirming power of writing.
Okay, my final comment. My final comment. Listeners, you have so much inside of you. Please let it loose in your writing, and you will become better and better at doing that. And you have something to share with our world that will last forever. And I thank you in advance for writing your heart out.
Oh, beautiful, Joni. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. And you, your final comment?
I think that if someone's writing a book, they should acknowledge at the very beginning that you are going to have a transformation in the process. Meanwhile, please journal. If you don't journal yet, just do it in terms of your book and the deepest thoughts that you have. because you, while reviewing your life and your business or whatever it is that you're writing about, you're going to have memories, and some of them don't go in the book. Write about them just for your own personal
Mm, mm,
reflection.
mm.
And I guarantee you will get some affirmation, healing, revelation there. And it's really a beautiful process. It's yours for the taking, it's free, and it will change you forever. So do it.
It's like giving yourself a hug, isn't it?
It totally is. Totally. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well
Absolutely.
said, Elizabeth. Well
Yeah.
said.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right,
Awesome.
Joni, thank you for another amazing episode here on Two Sisters Writing and Publishing's YouTube channel. I'm so proud that we get together every Friday to share all this
Me too.
wisdom to write, publish, and promote a great book, and also to shine a spotlight on areas of writing, aspects of writing that people might never consider, but are that very real and very powerful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
All
Totally.
right.
Yes.
So for all of you writers out there, please go to twosisterswriting.com. You can get all of our books there. You can also learn about book coaching with me and publishing with us and read our blog, look at our events page. We have a calendar that's very robust with lots of activities. And meanwhile, we wish you happy reading, happy writing, and remember we won't be here next week, but we'll be back on Halloween 2025.
You
Take
got it.
care,
You
and
got
we'll
it.
see you then.